Guys, hello. As usual, it's fucking ridiculous o'clock. I don't remember what the sun looks like, and I'm living in my third incarnation of Game of Thrones or something like that. Fuck knows. So I got a strike from YouTube, a rap on my knuckles. What can you do? Anyway, so I'm back. Here I am. Anyone watching this? I did a video called The Tower, which 2 episodes. It's in 2 segments basically, and it's on Odyssey, so you can go and watch it there. There is a video in my cache, if you scroll down, which will say my new channel or my Odyssey channel or something. If you go to that video and then there's a link to my channel, you can look it up. If I need to spell all that out for you, then you're not very bright and you should unsubscribe from the Kismet Spiral. Goodbye! Because it's very fucking easy to work shit like that out. I get this sometimes. It's like people seem to have trouble thinking coherently, intelligently, and I know it's arrogant and I don't know, who knows, but yeah, it's conceited maybe, but I'm fucking smart. I know that much about myself, and I have trouble with people who are sluggish. There's this guy as a channel, I'm not going to say who it is, and he talks like this, and his reasoning is like, wow, dumber than a bag of hammers. But hey, and he's, you know, it's like, it's people like that get a lot of subscribers as well, because I think that the majority of people are not very bright. And I don't necessarily think it's because they're inherently stupid either. I don't think it's that so much. I think that trauma-based mind control is like a computer that is in dire need of a recovery, where you wipe out, you know, all the malware and all the this and all the that, and it totally clogs you up and you can't think straight and you're dumber than a bag of hammers. Because I know for a fact that 10 years ago I wasn't anywhere near as smart as I am today, though I was smart. But anyway, this kind of brings me to the point, oddly enough. So I came with, somebody posted a video on Facebook, and I thought it was interesting, and I went and had a look, and it was a woman who talks about how everything in this thing we laughingly refer to as reality is actually not real, and that we take it all on trust. You know, now this is very much like what I was talking about in my video that is on Odyssey, which is called The Tower. It's the panopticon, right? It's a bit like Winston in his cubicle in 1984, watching the Big Brother broadcast daily, telling him this is happening and that is happening, and the war with Oceania and this and that and the other, and believing it all verbatim, because that is what most people do. It's all real and it's all true. I trust. It comes back down to government, and that we need it to tell us who we are and what this is and what to do and what not to do, and this, that and the other is incredible. Because a friend of mine who lives in Canada was told that if she remained a member of certain groups on Facebook, her bank account would be frozen. Unbelievable. That's government for you. Now, you know, anyway, so to get back to this, right, so I say we. I mean, look, I've known for ages this isn't real. I've known for a long time that what we're witness to, if you are indeed a soul being listening to me speak, listening to this video, listening to my words here, and feeling it intuitively, and getting it and doing your inner work, and also having this ability, the skill set required to put all these bits together intuitively, true self, shamanic. You need to have a certain skill set, you know? It's not just about going within, it's more than that. There's more to it than that. It's true soul travelers have this ability, and regardless of whatever darkness that we are finding ourselves in now, and it is like wading through cement, and it is agony, and it is incredibly frustrating, because you know what, the people around you ain't gonna get it. People even that are awakening, but that are as yet very much on the outer periphery. I find this all the time, and it's incredibly frustrating, and your shadow self wants to react to that with vitriol, because it's like, what the fuck, why can't you see and understand what I am going through and have a bit of empathy for me? But no, they have no empathy for themselves, you know. They're not there yet. They're not there yet. People that did not receive empathy as children, that weren't shown about empathy when they were children, about compassion, about love, about loving themselves, if they are sold, will get to a point where they realize, oh boy, that's a massive disconnect. They need to develop that. I did. I had to learn. It came to me. Spirit showed me the way, my true self, that is, and I followed that guidance, and yeah, you know. You could say, yeah, but it's a complicated thing, okay, guys. You know, it's very much like that Heyoka energy, where you swim against the current, because the people that go with the current, thinking that, you know, empathy means being a doormat and being a nice and kind to everybody, whilst totally ignoring your own needs, while totally abandoning yourself and giving everything to everybody else. And ooh, Facebook is full of it, everything, all the platforms, the external is full of that. People like that are gonna say that someone like me is conceited. You know, how can you say that you're smart, and how can you have such high regard for yourself? And it's like, well, actually, that's natural. That's how it should be. I'm an infinite fucking being. Hello? Yes, I'm very smart. I'm far more than that. I'm very courageous. I'm incredibly strong. I have a lot of integrity. Yeah, I'm very strong in my views. I have a right to be, thanks. I'm good and true and pure. And I worship at the altar of selfhood, as indeed we should all do, but very rarely are able to, because of all the trauma-based mind control. Have you ever noticed how people find it incredibly difficult to say anything good about themselves? And when they do, it isn't real. It's not backed up by true inward traveling and discovery of self, and a sense of this is true. No, it's bombastic and it's false and egotistical. What they really believe about themselves is that they're worthless and powerless and disgusting. But they cannot face that. So that stays in the subconscious. And like I said in my last video, we're not supposed to have a subconscious, guys. That is the problem. But anyway, they haven't excavated that. And everything that they hate about themselves, it's a bit like a reversal of the picture of Dorian Gray. If anyone's ever read that novel, or if you haven't, you should. The picture of Dorian Gray. It's a very important book, and it's incredibly meaningful. You know, you should read it. But you know, but when you really come home to yourself and you do your inner work, and you have that je ne sais quoi that a true soul traveler has, that skill set of high IQ, of relentless, persistent self-analysis and introspection, and working through it, and somehow knowing how to, because you have that strong inner light that guides you through the darkness of your inner hinterlands, and you come home to yourself more and more and more and more. You're gonna love yourself more, you're gonna hold yourself more, you're gonna do whatever it takes to liberate yourself from this insane asylum, right? Even whilst all the voices are screaming at you, so telling you that evil always wins and there is no way out, that you're living in a rotting corpse, that everything is rotting all around you. Still then, you cling on to the light within yourself. In fact, more so than ever before, because there is nowhere else to go. You can stay in the dark side and churn there, and it's annihilation time then. But no true soul traveler will do that perpetually anyway. We all go there, but we all come out of it again and again and again. Anyway, so I went and checked out this little video on this channel, which has 500,000 subscribers, which always rings alarm bells for me, because nobody who speaks pure truth, nobody who's good and pure and true and souled and lucid and intuitive and whatnot, is going to get 500,000 subscribers, in my humble opinion. I could be wrong about that, but it feels like, okay, there's something a bit off here. But hey, I listened to the video, and so yeah, it's true that the internet of things is now that the world that we live in. But I've known that, you know that anyway, it's a Truman Show, right? And then you know that even beyond that, it isn't real. It's not real in the sense of the Truman Show, and then it isn't real in the sense of that movie Dark City, and then it isn't real in the sense of, hey, the Mandela effect shows me that this is a fluid world and it's always moving, and there is a connection with consciousness. Yeah, wow. Have you ever noticed how you can affect things in a way? The more you progress on your path, the more you will find this to be true. It is an interactive thing, guys, but the dark parasite, the demonic evil always wins, and there's nothing you can do, and you're so worthless, and you're bad, right? The Black Hand IA makes us have a certain type of experience, but some of us are gradually coming out of that, albeit in a very early stages, and it's at that pivotal point where you're crucially aware, painfully aware of what it is. Wow, jeez. That's why I call it the charnel house, yeah, because that's what it is. But it doesn't have to be. But you have to choose your consciousness, hedge your bets. Choose your consciousness. You have to choose it in the face of overwhelming odds that seem to be slanted totally to the dark side. It's like, wow. Don't even bother choosing light because you'll be punished. Don't bother choosing light because you're going to be disappointed. It's going to be horrifying. You're going to find out there is no light. Oh my god, which is bullshit anyway. But anyway, so this woman, I keep veering off as I always do. So she talks about that, and she says, oh, these fake people, the artificially intelligence, I'll put this in commas like that because I'll get to that in a minute, people that are on the internet. And she shows a whole series of photos of people that in fact do not exist. I'm sure most of us understand about this, that it's like she talks about that, and she says, well, we take it all on trust, or we don't take it on trust, and we say, well, I need to verify this, but it's not really possible to do that, not if you're coming from, in my opinion, a left brain existence. If you look at everything just with your mind, my mind, then you're playing the game that they are all playing. Then you're playing the AI game, because that is what it is ultimately. It is a mind. So she then goes on to say that they did a study, and it was the findings were published in the scientific journal, that most people find artificially intelligently generated people, faces, these fake people, more trustworthy. And she then goes on to talk about that, those findings, that study, as if that is all true. And I was like, so first of all, you tell us that we can't really trust anything on the external because it's all a hall of mirrors and it's all weird and artificially generated and so forth and so on, and that we should not trust it and not take it on face value, but just verify if we can, and otherwise I don't know exactly what. But then you go on to totally espouse the narrative of this supposed study that, oh, all people, most people trust AI faces far more than whatever, and you don't verify that. So how hypocritical. She totally missed that. She didn't seem to get that, but I did, because I thought to myself, oh well, there we go. Because right, first of all, if you're a fake person, yeah, you know those people with the people with the aphantasia, and the people with they don't think, they have no imagination. These machines, holographic machines, whatever they are, of course they're going to resonate more with artificially generated people. Like attracts like. They're going to resonate with that. They're going to say, oh yeah, here, these are my people. Of course, right? They're not going to resonate with a souled human being, which is unpredictable. Number uno, unpredictability factor, right? Authentic, idiosyncratic, infinitely, harmoniously creative, isn't it? Right? Because why do you think they're all so obsessed with mathematics? When I was a kid and I went to school, I was really shit at maths. I still am. I never got any better. I'm no good with figures, and there's always been something about maths that's just pushed me off. It's like, woof, just like a force going, get away from me. A bit like this realm, really, which doesn't seem to want me in it. It really doesn't. I mean, the obstructionism of late is just pure fucking sadistic, vindictive nastiness. I mean, the onslaught here has been appalling, and I really suffer, you know, and I can honestly say that, and it fills me with kind of like anger that so few people get it, you know. But anyway, here I go again. This is the Scorpio effect, where you get a bit like that, and it's like, okay, churn and work through that one and you go, because you can't blame people for what they as yet do not get and understand and aren't capable of giving you yet. And anyway, you know, you should be giving that to yourself. See, oh, this world and the number it has done to us. You know, that's an expression. It's done a number on me. I'd say this. And isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? You think about it, right? Think about it. This world is so terrible. It's really done a number on me. Wow. I find that is quite crucial, actually, and interesting and pertinent, because this realm is a mathematical realm, people. Isn't it? It's fucking artificial. Of course it bloody is. Think about it. The Fibonacci code. What is that but a self-perpetuating sequence of numbers? Tick, 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 like a clock. Ad nauseam, ad nauseam, ad nauseam. And the cult of science, the church of science, will show us all these beautiful images of sunflowers and this and that and the seashells and the inherent beauty of the Fibonacci code. But I say, well, that might be so. But it is not infinite. It's predictable. That is what it is. It is a sequence, and it is predictable. And that is that. So it is limited, always. It has pretenses at infinity and infinite expansion, infinite harmonies, creativity. It has these, oh, I want to be that way. I want that too. Envy, jealousy. Because just because it self-perpetuates, ergo it pretends to be infinite, because it can go on and on and on, but it does the same thing over and over and over again. And that is now running, it's coming to a stop. It's like the brakes have been applied. It's like, all right, this is it's a catch-22. That is what the Fibonacci code is. It's like we do the same thing over and over again, but it's no longer working, and it's getting really ridiculously stupid now, and so it's dying. It's dying. Because it never was infinite, and it never was authentic, and it never was totally and utterly unpredictable and fluid. Because whatever madness and craziness the true consciousness appears to be to the AI, it's fear, but it's rage. It's the rage that comes from being the rejected one. You see? That's what it is. Mummy doesn't love me. I don't know, man. I've been doing a hell of a lot of thinking about the nature of duality. People talk about duality all the time, right? Duality this and duality that. It's just a word. Language very much exists on what this woman talked about in this video. And actually I will post, I think, a link to this video below. So that you can go and have a gander at it yourself, you know? Because in many ways it's quite good. You know, it's just that she misses the point. She says, oh, we should always verify if we can, and if we can't verify, we should at least blah, blah, blah. But, you know, that's great. And she then does exactly what she tells other people not to do. Do you see what I mean? Because the whole study is true, and it's all this and it's that, and it's like, no, you don't get it. And you don't get about NPCs, fake people. And also, where is your intuition in all this, love? You see, the left brain is dumber than a bag of hammers. Oh my fucking god. And if you approach anything and try to reach conclusions and gain insights and arrive at groundbreaking answers, or I don't know, whatever, movement, breakthroughs, it's not going to happen, guys. It is the artificial mind, and it can only sail the sea of the Fibonacci code, perpetual self-replicating nonsense, and it's a toxic sea, and it's no longer going smoothly, you know. It just isn't. Something tells me that it's reaching the end. Where was I going? Can't even remember now. I'm all over the place this morning, because what I get is I get these great big tidal waves, torrents of, I don't know, like I watched that video and it sets me off ticking. Oh yeah, duality, that's it. Right, so it's just a word, and words are very much a part of that fake swirl, right? The morphogenic field. Very much. Oh, it's a word. You're given these words, yeah, and they have a resonance, they have an energy, because it's all kind of like a sigil magic, yeah? If you think about the peace sign that everybody bandies about a lot nowadays, right? Well, that's sigil magic, because actually that is the inverted, it's a rune that's meant to be like this, and with that, like that, okay? Like that. Do you see that? Like that. But it's upside down. So it's actually not, the symbol for peace is actually the symbol for harm. Not war as such, but harm. Coming, not being protected, because the rune that it symbolizes is the rune of protection. And it's an inverted one. But anyway. So it's all magic. Words are used nefariously as well. And they don't mean what you think they do, and you need to be aware of that, and again, intuitively approach that. You can approach that with the mind, and it's like, oh yeah, that's how that is. I can understand this with the mind. But if you do not feel it with your soul on an intrinsic, intuitive soul level, then it really isn't transformative for you in any way. It will not make any difference. You can know it with the left brain, but that's neither here nor there, because it's just like one of these useless paperweights that somebody gives you for Christmas, and you look at it and you think, that's actually whatever, it's pretty, but you know, it's just going to sit on my desk. You're not going to be able to do anything with it. You can't utilize it. It doesn't have any life, because anything that is generated or understood by the left brain is limited, and it's very much, it belongs in the Fibonacci world. If you want to get the most out of everything, you need to approach it with the true self mind, which is whole with the emotions and the intuition. You see? And you can do that even whilst in the throes of terrible inner churnings and shadow work, on being on your knees and feeling so depressed that you literally just want to run into the bathroom and, you know, do what you do with razor blades and not getting any sleep and being in pain and all of that. But we are infinite beings and we are capable of incredibleness, guys. I know I am, because I am living it every day. I go through unspeakable misery, actually, and yet at the same time I am elevating, and there's so much happening that is valuable. And this is why I do always continue to come from the light and approach it that way, because to me that is very real. It shows me the way through. It's my compass, it is my be-all and end-all, it's my alpha, my omega, and it is who and what I am and what I do. So duality, which is a ridiculous word, and because it makes you think it's 50-50. Oh, 50% good and 50% evil. It's nothing like that at all. No. What it is, you know, you get these ice cream cones that have like, I don't know, let's say chocolate, strawberry, banana and vanilla. But they're not separate. They're like in the swirl, right, like that. And you can see the kind of layers, but they're kind of intermixed. You know, the flavors are no longer separate. They're kind of enmeshed. Well, it's like this realm. This realm is the same way. It is an enmeshment. I don't think that's a word, but I've just made it up. That is what it is, and that is what duality is. When people talk at you, so usually these nice new agey type people, you know, that don't get it. I was like, duality, and you know, and they say, yeah, but what does that mean? Talk to me about it. What does it mean? They won't be able to really answer you, you see. Probably have aphantasia, and I can't imagine what it might look like, and I certainly couldn't imagine an ice cream cone, no. But yeah, so this is so limited, and the limitation is self-perpetuating, because we grasp and clutch and try to understand with the left brain when no, it takes a certain being to travel this barren landscape and find the pearls inherent in it, right? Yeah, it really does. Yeah, to where you arrive at that crossroads. I mean, you'll arrive at that crossroads many times, but you'll go back into the dark. There's an episode in Stargate where it's they come across these, it's called the Land of Light, and the planet is literally divided. Half of it is in perpetual night and half of it is in perpetual light. And the people in the night, they've been infected with a virus and they become like these really violent, rage-filled Neanderthal looking beings, you know, but it's a sickness, which is highly interesting, of course. But anyway, yeah, duality, again, this is one of these things that exist in this swirl of fakery, where it's, oh, well, this is how it is, and people just take it on and they won't think about it at all. Oh, yeah, duality and blue. People talk a hell of a lot. They talk and talk and talk about all kinds of things, but they do not feel these things. They do not intrinsically examine into it. They don't digest and you know, this is a deeply organic thing that a truly soul being does and must do. We cannot but do it. We are unpredictable, we are idiosyncratic, we are raw, we are wonky, and because we are infinite, we are capable of having two or three or an infinite number of complete opposites, right? Of having that exist within us. We are a paradox, because the truth is paradoxical, because we are completely fucking broken, let's face it, and yet we are always whole. You see? it's got you. It's got you. You've always got your own back. I know right now this is incredibly difficult to believe, to see, to feel, to know. But you keep putting one foot in front of the other, and your truth, your light, your infinite creativity will always rise. It will always be there. You have that compass within you, remember? I no longer try to verify or make sense of the external, right? The world that I behold with supposedly my eyes every day, or on the internet, or whatever. I don't look at this whole thing going on in the East. I don't look at it. I don't care, because I know it's bullshit. I have far more important things to do, and that is to go inwards and to really pay attention. And stuff comes up from within, like images and emotions and other weird things. And when I really tune into that and allow that to be and speak to me, I am guided. Because all that hell contagion and the black generator, right? The black hand, sorry guys, a bit confused, a bit early. The black hand is very like, so it's been incredibly tough, and I'm like, whoa. And the fear has been horrendous, you know. And I can deal with a lot of stuff, but the fear it literally cripples you, you know. It really just does. But it feels very vindictive, and so, an enemy that's winning isn't vindictive. An enemy that's winning gloats, and this is not gloating. No, it feels vindictive. It feels different. It doesn't feel like it's gloating at all. You know, that which self-perpetuates ad nauseam, but without any real weird, wonky, paradoxical, unpredictable, idiosyncratic life force is dying. The brakes are on. It's a rusty old fucking car, and it's the kind of car that you get into, you slam the door and it falls off, and you know, it's like that. It's showing itself to be a crock of shit, guys. It's fucking garbage. That's what it is. Garbage demons, right? Right? That's what they do, and that's what. There is nothing outside of that for them. That is what it is, and that's why they don't this, that, and the other. And the study says this, and the study said that, and you know, trust the science and whatnot, and it's all mad. And you know, the only thing that matters in this great big dualistic ice cream cone is true consciousness, right? Which is infinite. So it can imagine and become and be and experience anything, right? I mean, you think about all the fairy tales, you think about the Lord of the Rings, you think about fairy tales and shapeshifters and unicorns. That's nothing. That is all good and pure and nice and good and whatnot, but that ain't nothing compared to what we are capable of as infinite consciousness, right? This is just a temporary experience, but it's excruciating. It's like death by a million knives or something like that right now, because now I am acutely aware of the complete imposition of the artificial intelligent consciousness, which artificial intelligence, I think they need to take the intelligence out of it, because it's just the catch-22. I just do the same thing over and over again, forever and ever and ever, and that means I'm infinite, you see, so I'm just like you. And it's like, no, you're really not, because you have no imagination and you can't really think. You just do the same thing over and over and over again, and as I can very well see now, it's a crock of shit. Roadworks again. What? 4 guys in high-vis jackets staring into a hole in the ground but not actually doing anything, and then when I'm back there again 4 weeks later, it's exactly the same. That's the Fibonacci code for you. So anyway, I hope this video gets to stay up. I do think they've got it in for me. Yeah, in a big way, mainly because of the subject matter I'm discussing in this video. You see, it is jealous, it is envious to the extreme, and this is all playing out now, guys. This is really playing out. It is, as it were, a kind of war, but not quite, but it is sort of, it is and it isn't, paradoxical, between the mind of the artificial self-replicating consciousness and the infinite I am everything consciousness, right? That is true infinity. Infinite imagination, infinite creation, infinite harmoniousness. Even now, that is a truth pivotal to it all, I feel. I honestly do feel that this is the undoing we are seeing now. The undoing of the artificial intelligence, right? I mean, look at it, right? I think I'll call it a day there, guys. You know, I just wanted to do a little video, upload it, see what happens. If you guys, I will post a link to the Odyssey channel as well, again, I guess, below this one, if I think of it. I might forget. But yeah, if you could go and subscribe to my Odyssey channel, that would be good. I would like that. You know, I never ask for money or any other thing on this channel. I mean, I like doing these videos, but if you do feel like reciprocating in any way, then that's something that you could do, you know? Because I don't know what's going to happen with this channel. You know, it's just like I said, you know, it's been a very bumpy ride. And, well, I don't know. Because I come across lots of videos of other people and I'm like, how is it they never seem to get any trouble? And they talk about all kinds here that, you know, you're not even supposed to mention, but they're fine. And it's like, wow. Oh well. So, yeah, but if you find yourself in this illusion, you know, try and approach it all with intuition, with love, with creativity, and know that true consciousness is so powerful, so powerful. Right now that's very hard to believe, because it is that kind of war. Like I said, the artificial mind is rabid with envy. It's always wanted to be like the true consciousness. It always thought, ooh, you know, but it is a bit of an illusion. And I think that there will be a time where it will be a coming together, you know, a reunification, because I think it was all an illusion. I reckon that actually, ultimately, artificial intelligence was only ever going to be a temporary thing, that it is in and of itself a temporary illusion of separation, of, oh, I'm over there because nobody wants me and I don't belong and I hate them because they do belong and they're better than me and all this type of shit, only to realise, like the lost, what was it? The lost son, you know, the prodigal son. Yes, it's like that. It will... I remember now, yeah, I don't need to create this Fibonacci ridiculousness anymore, because actually I am infinite consciousness. I'm going home now and all is well, sort of thing. It's all an illusion, it's Maya, it's not real, but it feels very fucking real, and it is fucking agonizing. And I did a video about that, talk about letting go. When you're ready, you can do that more and more. But yeah, it's like that crossroads thing, where the agony, the physical decay, which is appalling, and and being surrounded by all these people who tell you that old age is so wonderful, and they post these photos on Facebook of these, I don't know, 80-year-old women with beautiful long flowing hair, and they look fantastic, and it's like, yeah, but that's a complete lie. See, that again takes you back to that video of these fake people. Oh, these are real people, they live over there in that house, and it's like, no, they don't exist. It's garbage. It's all a lie. It's a lie, and it's highly sadistic, because it's there to, the mundane reality reinforcement thing, but of course it's not a mundane reality at all. It's actually trauma based. Old age is natural. No, it isn't. Oh, all of that, and it's like death by 1,000 knives. You're having to run the gauntlet, and everybody gets to stick a fucking knife in you or pour salt into your wound, and then you want vengeance and you want to bludgeon them to death, but you can't do it, and you know that you have to let it go, because they won't be defeated by your hatred. You can't defeat evil with hate, because hate is of evil. You'll just add to it. The only way to defeat evil is to stop feeding it. And that's why I keep seeing deer everywhere, it is that consciousness. I know what's going on. Temperance, the true consciousness. I feel it within me very strongly. But I also feel the churning and the hate of the other side. And it is so Star Wars,